Hello everybody, myself Vandana Yadav and I am working with Lexis and Company as a legal intern. And today I'll be discussing sections 56 to 58 of the Indian Evidence Act 1872. We already know that all the facts in issue and the relevant facts must be proved by evidence, either oral or documentary. But to this rule there are two exceptions, and those two exceptions are A. Facts judicially noticeable, and B. Facts which are admitted. So let us come to section 56, which says that fact judicially noticeable need not be proved. No fact of which the court will take judicial notice need be proved. Now we need to understand and inquire about the term judicial expression. This expression means recognition without the proof of something as existing or as being true. Judicial notice is based upon the very obvious reasons of convenience and expediency. Section 56. In section 56 there is a whole list of facts which is given in section 57, of which the court must take judicial notice. However, this list of facts is not exhaustive, but it is favorable in the it is favorable for the court if it takes judicial notice of these facts. Now, these certain facts are so clearly established that any evidence for their existence is unnecessary. So, some of the examples which are of the list given in section 57 are the first is all laws in force in the territory of India. Second is the territories under the dominion of the government of India. Third is the rule of the road on land or at sea, also on matters of public history, literature, science, or etc. Then there is public acts which the court must take judicial notice of, and there are articles of war and many others. Now if we talk about the basic essential is that the fact is to be of a class that is so generally known as to give rise to the presumption that all the persons are aware of it. Of course, there is an exclusion of particular facts. We are only talking about the general facts which a man of common sense is assumed and presumed to be aware of. We have a case Mithun Bibi versus Bushir Khan, where the court said that it cannot be called upon to take judicial notice of the facts published in a newspaper. Let us come to section 58, which talks about the facts which are admitted and they need not be proved. No fact need to be proved in any proceeding which the parties or their agents agree to admit at the hearing, or which they agree to admit before the hearing, by any writing under their hands, or by any rule of pleading in force at the time they are deemed to have admitted by their pleadings. Now we have a proviso here which says that the court may in its discretion require the facts admitted to be proved otherwise than by such admissions, and this is order 8 rule 3 of CPC. So this is a provision of section 58. We will discuss two cases. The first is Raman Pillai versus Kumaran Parvesharan. The facts in question were admitted in written statement in this case, and in a suit for title, admissions were made by the predecessor in interest of the plaintiff in their written statement in the earlier judicial proceedings. Certified copy of the written statement was held to be relevant under section 58. Here the admissibility could not be discarded on the ground that the statement in question was not a public document. In another case, the plaintiff was the registered proprietor of the trademark Atul. The defendant was using the trade name Atul since the birth of his son. So the court in this case said that the fact that the word Atul is a common proper name used in naming persons and things need not to be proved here. Section 58 further says and clarifies that the court also says that an admission made in an affidavit, unless explained otherwise, furnishes the best evidence. Also, any document produced by the prosecution, though it is not formally proved, can be relied upon by the defense to falsify the prosecution version. A categorical admission made in the pleadings cannot be permitted to be withdrawn by way of an amendment. But in the end, it is always at the discretion of the court. If the court is satisfied that the admission has been obtained by fraud or that there is other good and sufficient cause, it will be in its discretion under the provision to require the fact to be proved otherwise than by such admissions. So this was all about section 56 to 58. Hope you liked the video. Thank you.